Hello, this is a very exciting game played in the AID League where white won by 42.5, and that's mainly because of the fight in the top right corner where black got a few stones captured in the process, but actually black was the one almost killing all the top right areas, so it was quite a spectacular fight that happened there. So let's see what went wrong and what could have been done better for black in this particular case. So Omoku. When white plays the Hoshi here, white actually it's ready for a diagonal Fuseki, so this is more like an invitation, and black can go for the other corner in order to play a cross Fuseki and make it more complicated, but black prefer to keep things simple like that. Now black is going for the famous Kobayashi Fuseki pattern. Well, the main Kobayashi Fuseki is to play Q10, so this is a variation, but it's also playable. Actually, it used to be very popular a long time ago. Now, white can attack in several ways the top right corner, and it's a good idea to prevent the Shimari. If white plays any other move on the board, black is happy to go for 017, for example, or 016 because already there's the middle side extension in place. Now, when there's a move around Q9 or Q10, it's common for white to play 017 or 016, so keep a little bit of distance from the moyo. But this is what the professional used to play a lot in the 90s and maybe early 2000, but nowadays it's very common to play P16 or P17. At least according to the AI, this is still the way to approach the Kobayashi pattern. So white plays high, black goes schema, so black is interested in the right side. This is fine. Well, black of course can use the attach in the top or some pincer like M16 or N16 and 17, but nothing wrong to go for Kema. Then attach in the corner, that's normal. Hane, pull back. Now here it's quite normal or common to play S15, then white extends for a base in the top and the Joseki comes to an end. So black has the Moe on the right side and can approach the lower left corner. This would be the normal and simple way. Now black is trying a fancy move, the M16, and the idea behind this M16 is that usually white will just block the corner to fix a base, and then black surrounds everything. So black is ready to sacrifice some stones in the corner, and next white can hit the vital point, and in this case black will sacrifice 3 stones in order to get all these 4C moves and go for a nice moe on the right side. But luckily this is still considered good for white because white grabs lots of points in the corner, and black's influence on the outside still has some cutting points, so it's not really perfect to have that kind of thickness. But with the extension in place at Q9, we can say that the sequence or this kind of follow-up, it's quite even, so it's playable for both. Anyway, why play this attach right away? It's also possible. Usually after playing S18, either capture the stone or hit the vital point. And actually even now, white can think about R15 and then go out and Atari and catch those stones. So all those moves are playable. Well, here black will just sacrifice. Black has this plan to sacrifice the top right in order to go for a moe on the right. So this would happen. But it's quite good for white to play the block at S18 first. Now when white goes on this R15 route, it's a pretty forced sequence, no turning back. So black can cover, and in this case white will Atari, connect, and this will lead to a trade. Atari under and capture the corner. This is possible too. Again, black is going for outside thickness and white grabs the territory, but nothing to complain for white. Lot of territory in the corner and still easy to enter the side. So when black plays here, white jumps like this or like this. If black protects the right side, white can push in the top and then play a big point. So in the end, black just got this kind of influence, but overall white it's still okay with the whole board position. So this can happen. Oops. I think I jump ahead too much. So yeah, black played the S15 move. In this case, when white plays the Atari, black can Atari from behind, and white will capture one stone and black can Atari under. And this will be a call, but it's too early to fight a call like that. Therefore, white has to no-b first. Very good. And then when black covers, white will cut. And now there's only one way. Black needs to protect against the Atari. Now the fight can continue in a couple of ways. In the actual game, white turns, but white can also play the no-b. And it has the same kind of impact in the corner, because if black plays to save the two stones, white will hane in the corner and kill those guys. So playing the turn or playing the no-b will force black hane to keep the group alive. If this happens, white will catch the two stones in a net. But hang on. So when white plays the no-b, black will first push again. Black is not going to give up the stones in the center. And then white needs to no-b again. And in this case, black can push one more time, and white of course will get ahead one more time again. But black can also decide to leave in the corner right away. Now when this happens, white turns, black will jump out either O15 or O14. Probably in this case it's better O15 to surround the top group. Here white can turn S14 center anytime, but right now white needs to leave. So it's good to push once and then play the jump on the second line. This group will survive in the top, and then if white continues with the attack on the group on the side, for example like this block is center, black has to go down here or here to stay alive in the corner. So this can give white at least one eye on the side, and then white jumps out. So this fight is actually quite reasonable and, well, pretty much forced. But it's good to remember that in this fight, white doesn't have to turn, but actually go no-b. Now the turn is an option too. It's not completely terrible. Black still needs to live in the corner, that's good. Hane it's fine also. Actually here, white can block in center first. And after this block, white can jump on the side. The Hanafi is good because it gives black a bad shape when black comes out with the empty. But on the other hand, black could go out with a jump, and this will surround the top group. Now there's a cutting point on the right side, and white needs to protect against the cut, and then it's difficult to save the top group. Therefore, it's more interesting to block and then play a one space jump. Now when black tries to surround the top, white has time to save the top group. And when black continues on the right side, white also has time to protect this group. So in the end, black lives in the corner, white lives on both sides, and black gets some thickness in the center. So this can happen. Anyway, the fight is still sophisticated. The block was good. Now the way white protects here, it's a bit loose, and it's still better to play R12. Protect the cut, make a stronger formation, because this can help the fight in the center later on. So with this move, it allows black to turn in center during the fight, and it happened. Yeah, black first has to live in the corner. That's important. So when playing here, if black comes out to try to catch the top stones, white has the hane again, and go for the kill. So black went down, then white comes out between the groups. This is a good move. It's actually pretty much the only move. So here, if white has the tiger mount, then black leaves and white comes out, and black pushes from behind, white can use this move to catch the three stones. Now there's no way out. I mean, if black pushes here and here, Atari, it's trapped. Also, if black tries, for example, this kind of move, which feels like a Tesuji, white can push here. Then when black goes down, white catches the three stones. And this is the same kind of thing. Atari like that or like that. So the tiger mount can really help set up some good follow-ups in the fight. Then we have the schema come out, and now it doesn't work to play the net anymore, because black will push through Atari and catch some stones. So one intersection can really make the difference here. Black turns, white no-b. Well, what else? Atari, yeah, this no-b is important. Difficult to continue like this, the fight. So yeah, it seems the no-b is the only move here. Black comes out, Han is good. I'm not sure about this peep. it's better for black to go out right away. Actually, this fight, even if it feels complicated and white running with both groups, is not too bad for white. Because once white escapes, black only gained 4 points in the corner, the moyo is ruined, and there are still running groups in the middle. So, like this is still okay for white. I think white is favorite in the fight, but later on, something happened. So jump here feels good and natural. The bamboo is the way to connect. Turn, that's quite annoying, but what can you do? You gotta protect like that. So it's good exchange for black to turn n16 because it forces this empty triangle. Then black is trying to catch the group. This jump is good. And now go out. So far so good. Here black is actually thin to try a move like that. But what else? If he plays the Keima, it's still a bit difficult. Well, eventually white needs to connect under in the top and look for some eye shape. In fact, it's not that easy. So let's go back to this. Okay, black is setting up the net. Now there are many cutting points. So first of all here, after this push, white should connect in the top, like this. It's very difficult for black to contain the group. Okay, black can play here, and then if black tries to surround and kill everything, there are all these cuts in the middle. And it seems very dangerous for black too, because black doesn't have too many liberties to fight the capturing race in the top. Therefore, black has to calm down and protect in the center somehow, like this or like this, defend the cuts, and then white goes out in the top and the group will leave. So here it got really tricky, but I'm not sure about this Atari. This Atari actually it's the downfall for white, because white could use Atari here, Atari here, Atari like this, and then try to surround the top stones instead. But in fact, it's important to play 018 first and then try this maneuver. The problem here is white cannot really surround this group in a net. And here black played the ugly way, this empty. Black can actually jump out. Because if white pushes through and cuts, there's Atari and capture the other two stones, so black is connected. And now black lost, black doesn't have the cuts in the middle anymore, so white lost the opportunity of Atari and go up, and therefore this will be probably the end of the game. Difficult to save that group. So black plays the Hane, the empty triangle, white Hane, Nobi, still lots of cutting points and not so easy to contain that group. Block. And here black messed up. Black could play an Atari like this, then cut this way, threatening a double Atari, then cut like this and come out. And now the two stones are caught, so difficult to escape. This was black's big chance. So here black missed a big opportunity to kill everything. But with this cut it works too. There are still lots of cutting points. So white connects. Black played the peep. Not necessary. Black can actually just Nobi, because later he can use the cut at m6. And if white plays here, yeah, white doesn't even have to defend the two stones. White should actually play a Keima like this, then give up the stones in the top right and just damage the Moya in the top, if this happens. So this peep is really not necessary. And even after white connects, black should actually extend to the left. Yeah, this is proper, capture two stones. But now the exchange here to force white connect was actually a thank you move for white. So this is actually the losing move for black. When black plays L7, white can come out and kill the group faster and in the end save the top right. That was a lucky escape, and there's nothing for black to do to contain the group. Good to push and keep going out. Here white can already play this move and then Atari and sorry, doesn't matter which Atari, just capture everything and it's game over. This is a situation where black can already resign the game. So several Ataris to come out like that, and this way white just kills more. That's fine. So here white can push to take away liberty, or turn. Even if black plays one Atari, the turn actually puts the other stones in danger, so black needs to save them somehow. White will go down, and the group in the middle it's already captured. White has plenty of liberties, and this group becomes a target. It's not so easy to leave. White is too strong in this area. Playing like that, it's a bit ugly. Black can Atari here, then Hane. But anyway, white will still escape. So black plays here, hoping for some Atari, ladder, and so on. But the ladder is broken. The white double up, that's good. Then still some Agi. This jump is not necessary. In fact, it's more interesting to jump from the other side and think about the cut at k5 and come out. So black needs this. And now the Tsuji is to play this attach, then go for a snapback and block to put more pressure on the group. But in fact, white should focus in doing some magic, some damage in the top, a magic invasion. So this move, black will just protect or extend on the bottom, because when push, just connect. Black protected like this. Yeah, with this move, white is threatening to escape in the center, but it's not really necessary to play anything here. The group in the middle is dead anyway, so it doesn't matter if black tries to surround f6 group. Something in the top is interesting now. Jump here, jump like this, came up because he's threatening the cuts in the middle and then extend again. So, take the stone, that was Sente, this approach is good. No B, fine. It's also possible to play here because you already have the extension of d8 and then the turn doesn't bother at all, just approach in the top. But this is fine too, this it's connected to d8 pretty well. And the nobi is not always necessary, because if you go in the top and black cuts, you can Atari under and then catch another big in the top. And if black goes for a ko, it doesn't even matter because you already let black play several times in go tether. But well, being so much ahead, it's alright. On this tsuke, it's good to go down. If black cuts, you can play Atari here, Atari again, and catch everything. So the descent will give the corner. On this cut, it's also okay to play a double up because you still kill the center faster. You have only 3 liberties to fill. Playing here, black can turn in the corner and leave. So black should start either with the attach or the sun invasion. So now black will leave in the corner small. It's okay to play the jump on the second line and then leave it like this, play in the top. But well, black could also die in the corner. This move is not Sente. Black shouldn't answer, he's already alive. So connecting one stone here, it's actually too small at this stage. Still interesting to damage the top. And black didn't have to answer because he's already alive. I mean, if white tries some moves inside, this will leave. But black should read out the variation. So yeah, white invades the top eventually, that's good. In order to make some, yeah, this is nice because you're threatening the cut and then make a base, that's also good. Here, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not necessary. White can extend again. So when black plays here, connect. When connect under, Atari, Atari take. So white can still ignore. Yeah, that's fine. But the push and cut is not necessary. Good enough to play a one space jump and then a Kosumi and just keep all the territory in the top. So push and cut got things a little bit spicy, and the Tetsuji here it's actually Kosumi. But black will play Atari, then Hane. Now white has to Atari and catch the stones in the corner, then the top will die. So for taking those stones in the corner, white plays a big price in the top. That's why it's not necessary to cut in this case. So okay, the stones are dead. Here it's fine to play the turn. Even if black cuts and plays Atari and Atari, white has an eye in the corner and there is no way for black to win any kind of semi-eye. Because in the end, this position, black has only 3 liberties, and when black goes down, on the Hane, there is no way to approach, it's self-Atari. So there are more points for white this way. Otherwise, later black can go d18 or d19 or c19 to reduce those points. That's fine. This is good too. Cut those stones back. That's all right. Uh-huh. There is a snapback coming up, but white can actually take this stone. So when black Atari and Atari, nothing happens. The stones will die faster anyway. Anyway, this is cautious. All right. And now small endgame. Yeah, very proper to defend like that. Good. No way to live inside. And that move is also not working. Just Atari and leave it like this and block here. And that's pretty much it. So white wins big. Well, black could resign the game right after losing the group on the right, but he still tried to come back. Well, at this stage, or I mean at this level, is difficult to trick your opponent after you lose such a fight. But never know, one can always hope. Enjoy the review and play much stronger in Fusteki next time.